Jesus continues to challenge us in the 7th week in Ordinary Time in the Sermon on the Mount, and continuing to hold up these examples that offer for us again that transformation of the heart, the deeper healing, and cause for reflection on the law and what it's really capable of. And it's really fascinating. In the Old Testament, there really actually were laws for laws for retribution, if you will. So if somebody was responsible for harming you or your property, your animals, whatever, the law prescribed what that person owed you to make up for it, and actually used the words, eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth and things like that. If somebody caused the death of an animal, they had to replace it, sometimes multiple times over, things like that. But at the same time, we hear in our first reading, about, not harboring hatred and revenge for our enemies, for our neighbor, whatever it is. And so it's interesting even to look at that. If somebody harms me, the law prescribes what they owe me, and I'm still not allowed by the law to harbor this revenge. But it's fascinating because the law can't actually stop me from being angry like that. I'm gonna get angry, and yes, I can make the choice not to harbor that sense of hatred or revenge, but the law doesn't actually provide for me a way forward and the transformation of my heart so that I can be healed from it, so that I can forgive, so that I can live at peace with my neighbor. And so Jesus picks up with that. Well, actually, one more thing. In that first reading, we hear God tell the people, be holy as God is holy. Be set apart. Be consecrated. Live perfectly. Love well. If you will. That's even present in that Old Testament passage. So when Jesus picks up, with these ways that others may wrong us, pressing us into service or whatever it is, when somebody does injury to us, he's starting from a place that God had already prescribed, but he's finishing with the real antidote, in that nonviolence, if you will. It isn't just about nonviolence, but it's about offering yourself in transformation in God's love, to be able to live in forgiveness, to be able to recognize with compassion that others, have been injured too, that people are struggling with their own issues. And it's not to be dismissive, it's not to, condone someone's, bad actions, but to suffer with Jesus on the cross at times can be, one of those things that does transform our hearts and recognize other people's challenges as well. Jesus finishes with those words, be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. I mean, again, as he takes the law and extends it, deepens it, takes it to this level that's unattainable on our own. He does the same there. Be holy as your Father is perfect versus be perfect, or be holy as your Father is holy, or be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. I don't have the capacity to do that, but Jesus does. And insofar as I give my whole life to him, he draws me into his love, transforms my heart, to make sacrifice for other people, to be compassionate towards them, and really live in the love and forgiveness and peace that he calls us to, but that he also makes possible for us.